Hi, I'm Jennifer Marsh. Now, if you are someone who's got this data thing down, this is not for you. But if you are someone who's maybe just a little bit intimidated by tech, by data, by spreadsheets, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks. Okay, so this next thing I'm going to show you is how to do data validation. And while it is super easy to do it in Excel, and for a data set this size, it's not quite as critical as it might be in other circumstances, it's really important to understand the reason behind doing data validation. Um, so if you look at column C, I have sentiment, and I have coded that sentiment positive, negative, and neutral, right? And it's a drop down. So if I want to change this, I just change this to positive, but I can only put one of those three values in there. And that is what I'm going to show you how to do. Now, the reason behind being able to do that is because while it's not a big deal for a small data set like this one with 70 something entries, you could always clean it up after the fact if you needed to. If the data set is really big, or you have a lot of hands in the pot, you have a lot of people sharing the sheet, or if you're creating a database that you're going to want to query and pull data back from later, having data validation and limiting the type of entries that you could put in for a value, the choices that people have, limits their ability to introduce a lot of dirty data into your data set. And having a lot of dirty data in there makes it impossible to aggregate and to do charts and to do analytics later on until you clean it up. So the best way of not having to clean up a lot after the fact is to limit what you can put in there before you actually have to do any aggregation. So if I were to do this from scratch for column C, I would create a new column, sentiment, and then I would click in, this is really easy, into that cell. I'm going to go to data, and this here, data validation. That's going to open up this box. Right now it says allow any value. Instead, I'm going to allow a list. And then the source of that list is going to be right here. Now, this is a simple application of this, so I'm not going to get crazy with it. If we wanted to just do neg, pos, new, instead of negative, positive, and neutral, that's what you'd be able to select. And then you would copy that, and you would bring it down in all the cells that you needed to, or you could drag it down. And now that data validation is in all these cells, and that's the only thing that they can choose. If not, and if you didn't have that constraint on there, then one person could put in positive, one could put neg, one could put negative, etc. And you would have just this messy, dirty data. So this is an easy way to make sure up front your data is clean so that you can use it and aggregate on it later.